Shalom, shalom, beloved, and welcome to rYse Radio, a ministry of RBM, where it is our duty to equip and empower you, to help prosper you in the Most High Yah, and bring together Zion in one minded on one accord in our King and our Messiah, Yahshua, the line of Yehuda, Judah. My name is Louis, and it's a pleasure to be with you all here today for our third quarter Shabbat meditation for the month of Adar, or Bet Yad, Shatayim Israel. And of course, what we always do here is that we observe our Shabbats and our feast days according to the ancient Hebrew calendar, which is based on the Kodesh, or the phases of the moon. All right. And so this is the third quarter Shabbat again. 21 days from the Du Kodesh. Beginning the 12th month of Adar. All right. And these are some things that correlate with the spirit of the month. All right. So take a look at that and, meditate on these things. All right. It'll help you get synced up with where we are right now, and, the Most High's clock. All right, because he doesn't go by the clock that this world goes by, or the calendar that this world goes by. All right. He goes by, we go by the calendar that he originally created for us to, discern the seasons, the times, and where we are today. All right. So we sound the shofar on the new moon, the full moon, and our feast days. And so we know that the previous Kodesh was a full moon. It was a mid-month Shabbat. And if you haven't taken Passover yet, we encourage you to do so, because we observe Passover when we can during our mid-month Shabbats, as often as as often as we gather together. And if you've been paying attention, we didn't do a commentary for the last Shabbat. We did post on our social pages that it was Purim. All right. And Purim is observed on the 13th day. It begins on the 13th day through the 15th day of the month of Adar, the 12th month on our calendar. All right. And we shared some previous writings from the website, and we encourage you to take a look at that so you can understand more about our history. All right. And so yeah, if you hadn't taken Passover yet, go ahead and do that. Make sure you do it as soon as you can. It's very important because it is the mark of the covenant. All right. And so yeah, we're living in some interesting times, Zion. We see here recently where the president of the U.S., the CEO, if you will, because it just seems like the United States is just a business being ran by someone else on the outside, on the outskirts. And they're sitting back eating popcorn, watching the Most High judge the earth. And he's coming for them next. All right. So we have to stay diligent and make sure we're not a part of the wrong side of the Most High's judgment. All right. We teach here that the enslaved ancestors of our people are Israel, okay, Judah, and that the 12 tribes have been scattered throughout the diaspora. All right. So stay synced up, Zion. Stay synced up, please. And I just been, with Purim, it's a minor feast day it's one of those feast days that really make you think, and when I think about Purim, knowing what I know about it, I automatically think about where I was born, New Orleans, and what is going on now, what has been going on for the last couple of weeks. I came up there with the Mardi Gras, with all of the parades and the bands, and it's no hate against my people, it really isn't. And I've been seeing some things on social media about the band's playing, and it really brings you back, you know, because I was out there, with in the parade, participating in the activities, you know, um, and I mean, we used to enjoy the bands and the scenery, and you know, but when you wake up to the truth, you see what it's really about, and the world has people carousing through the streets, submitting themselves to idol worship. It really is what it is, If you look up the names of all of the parades that occur in New Orleans, you will see that they are um, based on ancient Roman gods, all right, and carnivals. Like Bacchus, the god of wine, Endymion, Zeus. They have a parade called the Zeus Parade. I mean, we were like more into the Ferret parades, and things like that. And we went to all of them, and I mean, I lived uptown, 13 Ward, New Orleans. We used to walk from there all the way downtown. You know, I mean, like it was nothing. Like just following the floats, listening to the bands. We'll end up in the French Quarter, and then walk back home. And I'm saying like it was nothing, and that's a long walk. Um, in ignorance. And so when I look at it today, it really kind of saddens me, because I look at Judah, and even though a lot of our people are shining, doing that thing, they don't understand what they're really doing it to. And so that's why the cry for salvation is even more important these days. I recently posted something about Saint All. When I saw that, I was like, man, look at our beautiful brothers. Look at our people. Because it is Judah, shining. Whether they know it or not, it's a sad state of affairs. And then you hear about the news with Carl Weathers, who went to St. All, and I pray that the Most High blesses his soul. Hopefully he knew the truth. And we lost a lot of people. It's not just him. Even though he's known for movies like Rocky and Action Jackson and all that stuff. When we came up and knew who he was and where he came from, I wasn't thinking about who we really were. I know now, but at that time, you just love your people, and you appreciate the attributes to the city coming from where we come from, and so it's no hate, it's all love, and it's really sad when you see someone passing on and you wonder if they knew who they really were, and we see that every day, where I come from, and so shout out to all our people from New Orleans. We praise the Most High for you, and hopefully you're waking up to the truth. because our people was going down the streets, sounding the trumpets, and it wasn't just St. All, it was Fauché, Con, you had Carver, you had Bell, you had Warren Easton, you had um, so many different schools. Our people are so talented, and we sound the trumpets here, so it's in our nature, Louis Armstrong, was from New Orleans, and he sounded the trumpets, he was a jazz musician, famously known. Um, so jazz music, it's in our, it's in the blood of our people, and they use us, misuse us, abuse us, take it for granted, However, we're not gonna let that stop us, and so we're praying for all of our lost loved ones. We're praying for their family, to stay encouraged and be strong. I know how it is to lose a loved one, and like I said, man, you had Mr. Bremer, from Fauché, and like someone I knew, and like you had to really be there, like you had a school like Fauché playing "Don't Stop the Love" by Keith Sweat, and them coming down the street, you hearing that, and before the internet, before social media, these young kids, really doing that thing, man, and it was just a beautiful thing to watch, and just amazing to see them be so creative with their art, and bring their talent to the forefront, so salute to my people from New Orleans, all of you, and all of Zion, around the country, around the world, scattered throughout the diaspora. We are his people, we are his elect. We also want to pray for the family of our brother, Joe Madison. I really didn't agree with everything he talked about or said, but I don't agree with everything Martin Luther King said. I don't agree with everything Malcolm X said. I don't agree with everything W.E.B. Du Bois said, or Marcus Garvey, or Frederick Douglass, or um, Booker T. Washington. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything. However, you do have to respect and acknowledge the fact that they were all people who were fighting for our existence. So I do respect that, and so that's important for us, Zion. Waking up to the truth. We can't forget about the people who came before us, because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here today, fighting for our rights, fighting for our position, our rightful position, our rightful place in the earth. So keep that in mind, don't be so hard on our people. Even though we acknowledge Torah, we live by Torah, we live by the Most High Yah's instruction, his instruction in our Messiah, Yahshua. Some may call him the Christ or Jesus, but we don't say that, here. We don't acknowledge Zusi like the parade, we don't do that, and because we know better. And so we really have to give our people time to catch up. And I really think that's why sometimes the Most High just kind of slows me down a little bit. Like, man, slow down, man. Because, some of our people don't get it, man. They just don't get it. And they need time to catch up. I understand that. And that's all well and fine, And at the same time, he's telling me, keep sounding the trumpets, because I'm coming. I'm here, and so what can I say? It's a balancing act, a balancing act for real. Like, man, because we really love our people, man. Like, and like, even some people who maybe misunderstood some things and maybe did me wrong, like, was like, man, like, look, man, like, do you see what's going on? Like, so, man, I praise the Most High for his grace and mercy, because I know what I've done in the past, and I know that none of us are perfect again. And it helps me forgive, show mercy, and move forward. Unless, you know, someone else decides not to reciprocate, and then you continue to do the foolery. I mean, I really don't have to do anything, man. I got angels fighting for me, and they're gonna come find you out. They're gonna come seek you out. You do something to me, fuck around and find out. Because I really try to be humble, man, and sometimes I think being compassionate is a weakness, and I question the Most High about that. However, that's what He tells us to do. He says, "You do this, I'm gonna do that." And with that said, I really hope, I know a while back I talked about like the quote unquote holidays, that they have out here. I know recently, a couple of weeks back, there was the Martin Luther King holiday, and coming up you have like Juneteenth, things like that. First of all, I want to say that I never disrespected Juneteenth. I spoke on it. I said that I don't think our people need too many more holidays to remember slavery. I think we need to go back to following the Most High's holidays, like His feast days, His Shabbats, and His feast days, right? Because we praise the Most High for Dr. Martin Luther King. We praise the Most High for Brother Malcolm X. All of our ancestors who contributed, man. Like, we can't forget about them, So you never heard me disrespect any of our pioneers. I did say that those, it's good to remember Dr. Martin Luther King, Brother Malcolm X. It's good to, like, days like Juneteenth. It's a good thing that some of our people will stop and remember, like, hey man, we were once enslaved here, and the whole thing about the Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, yeah, that did happen. So that's a good thing, for our people to stop and remember, because it'll help them seek further. And then I also did say that those days are just another form of reparations for other people. I'm gonna say that again. These quote unquote holidays, to acknowledge our ancestors, is really just like another form of reparations for everybody else except us, in this country, right? Why do I say that? Because Martin Luther King falls on a Monday, Juneteenth, if I'm not mistaken, falls on a Monday, and so it's kind of like this 3-day weekend. They're both considered federal holidays, and people who work federally in the federal government for federal institutions, they get off, right? And many of them get paid while they are off. Many of them get paid while they are working on these days. How many of our people are working during these days and get paid? Or how many of our people get to take off and get paid for it? I mean, think about it. Okay, just think about it. So many other people are benefiting from these days, and we're not. All right, so it's just another form of reparations, just like they're sending all this money to Ukraine, sending all this money overseas to our homeland, to the people there, billions of dollars every year, and we're being neglected and stop from rebuilding our nation, which is what we are doing, which is what we should be doing. All right. So you never heard me disrespect any of our ancestors, and if you're saying I did, you're lying. You're a lie, and the Most High's judgment is over your head, waiting for you. All right. I did say something about they had this brother in this group um, presenting another quote unquote like holiday or celebration during Christmas, and I referred to it as Tootsie Roll Day because that's how it sounded. I'm not going to say what it really was, like air Tootsie, but um, I did refer to that as like quote unquote Tootsie Roll Day because it was just something that we don't need another day. We don't need to add another day to celebrate and put aside. We need to observe the days that the Most High put aside, not every Tuesday day. All right, we need to observe the days that the Most High put aside for us. That's our Shabbats. That's the feast days. That's Passover, Sukkot. That's Passover, Shavuot. Then there's the Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, Sukkot, or the Feast of Tabernacles. Then there's dedication and Purim, which we just observed. All right, we have all these days. That's what we need to observe, because when we observe those days, the Most High will observe us, and He's going to move through us, and He's going to move in the earth like He's doing right now. And it's only taking a few. It's just a few of us really out here observing these Shabbats and these feast days. Don't get it twisted, and the Most High is moving on our behalf. And so I'm not stirring up any beef with this brother. I would like to believe we kind of reconcile things because compared to that brother, like he's doing, like he has big numbers. We and we don't we keep it low key here. You know, and so whenever I see my people moving towards something, I just really try to educate them and teach them. And he came in be pretty hard. It's all good, whatever, because the Most High sent them things his way. He knows that. The Most High sent them angels over there, and he's still over there right now. And he's sending his angelic forces to fight for his people, his righteous cause. So that's why I always say, stay in the cut, stay faithful. The Most High will continue to fight for you. All right. And I want to make it clear, it's nothing against my brother. It's all love, man. I'm just trying to teach him and teach our people. Hopefully he knows this by now. And again, I'm going to say it. I wasn't disrespecting Juneteenth by, and saying it was Tootsie Roll Days. If somebody said that, they're lying, all right? They're lying through their teeth, their breath stink, and the angels of the Most High is surrounding them right now, putting them in check, all right? So, I did want to say that because I want to make sure our people benefit from our ancestors, what they did, what they've been through. And sometimes I said it before, sometimes we need to put our life in perspective by looking at what our people went through. Not only like Job or Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, King David, Solomon, Jehoshaphat, all of our righteous kings, especially Yeshua. You look at what our Messiah went through, and then from there you look at what his disciples went through. You look at what from 70 AD our ancestors went through, and crossing the Savannah Desert and ending up here in America. You look at all of that, man, and everything our people been through, and then you put your little life in perspective, based on the Most High's word, and then that's where you begin to appreciate his mercy and his grace and his loving kindness, and his faithfulness, because he really is faithful, man. And hallelujah for that, So I did want to put that out, and to encourage Zion, and because we're definitely living in the last days. We're living in the last days. And if you hadn't seen the book of Clarence yet, I encourage you to do so. I sent a couple of my people to see it, and I know there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. I haven't seen it yet personally. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully, I get to see it in the movie theaters. Definitely will stream it, but that the movie experience, seeing it in theaters is a different experience. And I want to encourage Zion to go check it out. Support our brother, because I mean, when you're in the limelight, man, people say all kind of things about you. I'm not really in the limelight like that, and I know how people do. Um, and brother Jay Z, he could have made a movie about anything. Like, he could have made a movie about, I don't know, the drug game in New York, anywhere in the country. He could have made a movie about, Paid in Full Part 3, Part 2, Part 3. He could have made a movie about Rockefeller. He could have, the music business. He could have made a music about. He could have made a movie about several different things, but he chose to make a movie depicting our people in our homeland. And I know some people are calling it like blasphemous. However, you really have to understand what blasphemy means. Blasphemy means to neglect or to deny the Most High Yah. And it's my understanding that didn't happen in the movie. Now, you may not hear about Yeshua. You may hear our Messiah addressed differently. I would like to think that they were just meeting our people where they are. And so, like I said, those close to me, they went and saw it. They thought it was a great movie. They enjoyed it. And so I think we should at least support it, and not not be ignorant and make a presumptuous not I don't think we should be like, just think that it is quote unquote blasphemous or wicked or an evil presentation of our ancestors without actually seeing it for ourselves and having some understanding. Because like I said, man, the dude could have made a movie about anything, man, but he chose to put us, show us, man, how we were. So I appreciate that, man. And praise the Most High for our brother. And don't be judgeful, because ain't none of y'all perfect, man. Nobody here is perfect. None of us are perfect. We all have messed up past. And so if you cast the first stone, it may be a boomerang and come back at you. So yeah, man. And the Most High Yah, He is our Abba. We come from Him. We are His children. We are His blood from Northeast Africa, when He established the whole earth and the heavens from nothing. All right. So keep that in mind, Zion. And I want to read this scripture, and it says that the word of the Most High Yah of all of the heavenly hosts came to me. The Most High, the Lord of hosts, says, I am jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I am jealous for her with great wrath. The Most High says, I have returned to Zion and will dwell in the middle of Jerusalem, or Jerusalem. Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain of our Elohim of hosts says, old men and old women will again dwell in the streets of Jerusalem. Every man with his staff in his hand, shepherds because of their old age. The streets of the city will be full of boys and girls playing in the streets. The Lord of hosts says, if it is marvelous in the eyes of the remnant, us, right, of this people, in those days, these last days, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, says the Most High Yah. The King of hosts says, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. I will bring them, and they will dwell within Jerusalem. They will be my people, and I will be their Elohim, their God, in truth and in righteousness. The Most High says, let your hands be strong, you who hear in these days these words from the mouth of the prophets who were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Most High Yah, the King of hosts, was laid, even the temple, that it might be built again. And that's Zechariah chapter 8 verses 1 through 9. Okay, and so I encourage you to check that out. And I also want you to meditate on the scripture here, and it says, however, the Most High is faithful, who will establish you and guard you from the evil one. All right. So, and that's 2 Thessalonians 3 and 3. So keep that in mind as we pursue what the Most High has promised us. All right. Whatever you contribute to this work, whatever you contribute to rebuilding our nation, building the kingdom of the Most High Yah, don't be afraid of the evil one, because the Most High got you, man. The Most High got you. All right. That's whatever level of life you are on. If you hear what I'm saying, the Most High got you, man. And we got you. The Most High got you. His people got you. All right. So you stay encouraged, beloved, and meditate on the scripture, man. Meditate on the scriptures that the Most High prepared for us. He put us. He planned everything, and He's so perfect. His word is so perfect. And if you question Him, that's fine. Don't, just ask for understanding. Ask Him for wisdom. And you be encouraged, man. Stay encouraged. All right. So with that, if you haven't prayed the prayer of salvation, we encourage you to do so. And it simply goes, Heavenly Father, praise your name. Forgive me for my transgressions. Have mercy on my soul. Come into my heart and dwell in me. I confess Yahshua is my King and my deliverer, my Redeemer, who will restore His people and manifest His kingdom. So be it. And if you prayed this for the first time, we praise the Most High for you. We encourage you to seek Him. All right. Seek His wisdom, seek His faith, seek His salvation, seek His redemption. All right. We encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you'll be notified for future meditations for the edification of your soul to help strengthen your walk with the Most High Yah, which is so very important. All right. Okay, Zion. Again, we do thank you for being here. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your prayers, and whatever gift you decide to give, that's appreciated. Not important. It's more important that you have fruit in your account. Because when you give to the Most High's work, don't be worried about what you're giving to. Or say, okay, if I support this work, if I give money, He's gonna go buy. He may go buy a pancake mix, or some breakfast or some grits, man. Like, or some wine, or man, like we're already buying that. So it's about building the Most High's work. We're trying to grow and prosper in Him, okay? And the Most High is sustaining us and taking care of us. Believe me, we're going to keep doing this. And whatever I need, the Most High sees that I have it, with you or without you. We've been doing this for a long time, all right? We are trying to grow. We are trying to do more. We are trying to network and build with our people, because there's so much to do to wake up Zion. And so that's what we really focus on. That's why we need your support. We need your prayers. We need your gifts. And like the Apostle Paul says, I desire a gift, not that I need it, but, you also need to invest in yourself. So when you give to the Most High's kingdom, you really investing in yourself. And Elon Musk, his company, Bill Gates, or what's his name over there, Jeff, over there, Amazon, whatever, Bezos, or whatever his name is, all these big time, Apple, you can buy shares, you can buy stock. You'll never get the return on your money that the Most High will give you. All right, you'll never get the return on your investment from other companies than you'll get from investing in the Most High's work, because His work is eternal. How many companies we see crash and fall, and stock crash? The Great Depression. We know what happened with that. And in these times of uncertainty, right? You're not guaranteed a return like that, but the Most High will guarantee a return on everything you give to Him. All right. So we're not here begging for your money. We would like to grow. I would like to do more. There's so much more, man. You don't even know what we can do here, right? I know the people I influence and encourage, man, and I love them. I love y'all, man, out here doing the work, putting it in. I see you. Don't act like you don't see me. And it's all good, man, because we're here to inspire, and we're, and to tell you the truth, you don't want to grow too fast, because, you have to make sure that you are a good steward of whatever the Most High gives you, right? And so you want to make sure that the people who give to you are good disciples of the Most High, and you want to be in network with them so that you can really build a good, strong foundation and something that will last, So, come with me, the Most High know what it is, man, and He's so faithful to me, because those who have been oppressing me and trying to hurt me and trying to cause my demise, I see the Most High whooping their ass, man, and pardon my French, but fucking all over, man. He will continue to do that. All right. So forgive me if you have children in the room. We're about this work. We're about this business. All right. And with that said, Zion, you take it one day at a time. All right. You be encouraged. Okay. Look to the hills from which cometh your help. Your help comes from the Most High Yah, who rules the heavens and the earth, King of the Sabbath, King of the angels who govern everything. All these nations, man, they have angels who govern over all of them, and the Most High is over all of the angels. Don't you know? That's for another lesson. We don't have time to get into it. I will, say to you, Shabbat Shalom. All right. And to the next time we meet, the Most High willing, may the Most High bless you and keep you, protect you, sustain you, and guard you. The Most High make His face to shine upon you with favor and be gracious to you, surrounding you with loving kindness. May the Most High lift up His countenance upon you with divine approval and give you shalom. Peace and blessings.
The truth coming out. Yeah. 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 The truth coming out. Okay. The truth coming out. 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 The truth coming out.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, but I'm like cat and you'll get scratched. And it's the cut for you low down 50 months and you'll get touched. Trust, God's people fed up, we had enough.
The truth coming out. The truth coming out.